Okay, so today they put up a statement about the Red King and I'm not even gonna call it mistranslation. It was incorrect. The passive that they put for Red Skin King was incorrect in the game. What was said in the passive is not what actually he does, and we talked about refunds. And of course I made a video about it. I was talking about if maybe they would make refunds, and even in the video I said that they might not because the global version of games are not as strict as the Japanese version of games. For context, very recently, few like 2 months ago or so, or something like that, Shin was a character that released on GP, an original character, and his card was incorrect in the game, and because of that, they refunded everyone that summoned while that card was incorrect. That is a practice that games do, especially the Japanese version of games. And because the passive for Red King is incorrect, it is incorrect in the game. What says in the passive is not what he does. People are like, but you know, is gonna be a refund, and apparently not, because in the passion in this thing they don't say anything about. I'll take a read in a second, but saw people are very upset about this, very upset. I am not as, and I'll explain why. But you gotta keep in mind, um, I this unit is still good. Like it is not like everyone that's summoned the banner is just getting cucked by not getting a refund. The unit is still good. If you summon on the banner, you're not summoning a bad banner because this unit is really good. So don't be all that upset. Okay, it's just a normal banner. You summon for a normal banner. But yes, the passive is incorrect. The of course, if you don't know, the passive that says I don't have global open on. I have it open on my phone. Let me actually go in the here. So it said that his passive is reduces all enemies' pierce rate by half and also reduces the value of additional increase or decrease by half in PvP. This is wrong. His passive actually just is reduces all enemies' pierce rate. That's it. By half. That's it. That's his passive. This part right here is not, there's nothing of that. He does not reduce the value of additional or decrease. I say that because yesterday, me and a Twitter mutual of mine, Z-Hall, went on PvP private matches and tested that. We tested on GP, and the GP text says reduces pierce rate by half. That's all. That's all he does. It's literally all he does. There's no part of it also reduces the additional increase or decrease. But here's the thing: this is not Global's real fault because on GP, on initial release, that was what his passive said. Like literally on initial release date, confirmed by Grand Cross Database, which speaks Japanese, that was his passive. Literally, that was his passive when he initially came out. That was like literally says the exact same thing word for word. I made it when he came out. I made a video about it, and in the translation, people did it. That's what it said. Reduce on his penetration by half. In additional increase or decrease of penetration will also be reduced by half. That's what he. That's what literally what his passive said. And what they did was they just copied and pasted the initial release date passive. Now, they should not have done that. They should have copied and pasted the one that's currently on GP because it's the correct one. But regardless, they were just doing what they do. They were just copy and pasting GP or Korean. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Um, and that's why it was incorrect. It was incorrect because the Japanese version was also incorrect. And you know what they did in the Japanese version? Nothing. There was no refund. This was incorrect, and there was no refund in the Japanese version. It's probably because no one noticed it. Like no one noticed it. Like literally, I never heard anyone talk about this ever. Like the Japanese player base is very like usually vocal about it, and no one noticed it, and that's why there was no refund because no one noticed it. And now, but of course, now the global version, people didn't notice it. Like people know what his passive is, so people, took a note. Well, this is incorrect. The Japanese version also incorrect, which is funny to me. But what I think is even more interesting is because in this explanation, right? he does like act like his passive does the thing that it doesn't. Like, here's the thing. Okay, okay. But Lilia's unique, right? 22%. And it said that he's gonna cut it by half. But it doesn't. Like, he doesn't do this, right? So they don't know. They thought that's what he did. They literally thought that's what he did. Like, legitimately. That there was, like, they didn't know. And I don't blame them. I mean, I do. They should, but they didn't know what he does either, which is so stupid and funny. But yeah, that's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. So they, replays about it, blah blah blah. We actually informed that we are in the midst of preparing various improvements and updates in order to provide better and more enjoyable. This is just, this is not. This was just the most blah 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 thing I ever read in my life. Among those improvements, Blade try descriptions of some here's leaks that can be somewhat confusing or misinterpreted. It's like, it's not even that it's confusing. Like, it's just wrong, right? It's just wrong, and it was wrong on GP as well. Like, he's just wrong. That's not what he does. And I think that's funny that they thought that's what he did though. I think they don't test it because they like all that global does. They don't have units to test it first. They don't have anything. They literally just copy and paste what GP does. Or I guess they do like do stuff of course because they did change how the 100-day celebration was and stuff like that. But most like characters and stuff they just copy the assets and implement on the global version that are currently already in GP. They just translate it. So they just thought that's what he did. Please keep in mind that the actual function of the Unix themselves will not change. Blah 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 blah. King fairly reduce all enemies current increases, but yeah, it's like that's what he does. That's what he does. He just reduce. There's no further reduce the increase or decrease. There's nothing about that. He just decreases by half. The function is subject to change because deemed that it requires more clarity. Okay. Great version of the game also proceeded the same kind of description. Changes choose 52 heroes. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's what I'm saying. Wait, they changed that recently? I didn't know that. That was on 28th of the 5th? That's wild. That was actually recent. Like, this unit is from when? January 15th. And they only changed they only corrected his passive now and no one noticed it. He was incorrect on GP for 4 months and no one knew. No one knew because he didn't change what he did. They just changed what he said in the passive. It was incorrect for 4 months and no one noticed. Like, no one tested. The global version was updated for the heroes. That's wild. How did they manage that? How come no one noticed for 4 months? He is one of the most used units on GP in the game. He was in everyone's team for like months, and no one noticed that his passive was wrong. It's so stupid. I just assumed what he was doing was right. God. But yeah, at least here it says that there will be no refunds. And man, like, here's the thing, right? If I'm willing to like not attack JP for also being wrong, I don't think I'll attack Global. Like, I know you guys are upset. I'm sorry. Here's the thing, right? No matter what I say, people are gonna be upset at me. Oh, you're not gonna give them shit for what they did. You're just solo. Or if I do give them shit, like, oh, you just hate Global. No matter what I do, people are gonna hate me. I just think that that's kind of what I was expecting. I really wasn't really expecting a refund. Like I said in this video, right? I really like if there's a refund, it's pretty cool. But I'm not summoning because there's gonna be a refund. I just want to summon because it's a good unit, right? So I wasn't really expecting a refund. It would have been nice, but So that's why I'm not really that upset. I just think it's so stupid. Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. That's the dumbest thing I've seen in this game so far. And I've been playing it for, what, 9 months now? 10 months? Yeah, it's been like 10 months. Oh, 10, 11 months. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in this game. The JP one, like the global one, they were just incorrect because they thought that that's what he did. Like they legitimately thought that's what he did. That's what Korea and JP said that he did, but he didn't. But the thing that JP was wrong for months is just stupid to me. Well, I guess that updates you guys. He's not gonna have a refund, so don't summon for his banner anymore. If you're expecting that, honestly I do recommend summoning for King because it's good. After King, there won't be. Someone goes the ring bell. Sorry, my dog pops off whenever she hears the doorbell. Forgot what I was talking about, but you know, it's a to me it's I it would have been nice, you know, because we had a refund recently on GP and people know about it. It would have been nice if they proceeded the same on global, but because it was also a mistake on GP, I can't really hold them accountable that much, you know. That's literally what the passive said on release date, you know. If anything, I want a refund on the Red King banner from GP, you know? Give me that refund on my GP account. Or even better, refund me every banner that he was on because I summoned for that banner, maybe something for him. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no refund. Sad, but I guess we'll live without it. I hope. That's it. They could have done it just to make the people happy, you know? They could have done it just to make the people happy. It's alright though. I'm not that bothered. Maybe a little bit. Not that much.